Travis Kelce has finally opened up about what a marriage to Taylor Swift might look like, and it's surprisingly heartfelt. In a recent interview with GQ, the Kansas City Chiefs star reflected on the end of his parents' marriage and how it shaped his own views on relationships. He explained that while his parents were the ultimate partners in raising him and his brother, the romance between them eventually faded. Career demands and the challenges of raising children, he noted, can make it difficult for couples to keep the spark alive. Despite that experience, Kelce is optimistic about his own future. He said he admires friends whose parents are still thriving together and hopes to have that kind of lasting love himself. Not just staying together for the kids, but building a partnership meant to last forever. When reminded of a past comment that his ideal partner would share qualities with his mother, Kelce didn't hesitate to say that Taylor Swift embodies those traits. He praised her kindness, genuineness, and ability to make everyone feel welcome, as well as her unwavering support and work ethic. Kelce also revealed that his connection with Swift developed naturally. "We fell in love just based on the people we were in the room with," he said. "We are two fun-loving people who have the morals to appreciate everyone for who they are. We share all those values." The couple, who began dating in 2023, have been spotted at events and on cozy date nights, but they've kept much of their romance private. Now, Kelce's candid words offer a rare glimpse into how he envisions their future, one built on shared values, mutual respect, and keeping the romance alive for the long haul. In his GQ cover story, Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce spoke candidly about his relationship with Taylor Swift and how they've managed to keep it grounded despite constant media attention. "Whenever I'm with her, it feels like we're just regular people," Kelce shared. "When there's not a camera on us, we're just two people in love. It can be perceived differently because of how much we're talked about and tracked when we go out, but it happened very organically." He added that nothing in his life has ever been a controlled, organized process, and their romance was no exception. "We fell in love just based on the people we were in the room together with. We're two fun-loving people who value everyone for who they are. It just took off." Kelce reflected on their public appearances, explaining that moments like attending the US Open weren't about being flashy. They were simply about enjoying time together. "I'm just having fun at a cool event I always wanted to attend with the person I love." He also joked that he's turned Swift into a football fan. "She is the most engulfed fan now. She knows injury reports, understands special situations, third and short, all because she loves hearing about my job." Swift has even borrowed his signature first down gesture. When it comes to her performances, Kelce is happy to play the supportive partner. "I get to be the plus one. I'm a fan of music and art, and it's so cool that she's my plus one on the football field too." They also bond over their shared experience of performing in packed stadiums. Kelce admires Swift's work ethic and compares her stamina to that of an athlete. "Her shows are 3 hours long, under intense conditions, and she brings full energy every song. That's arguably more exhausting than what I do on a Sunday, and she does it several nights in a row." He's equally impressed by her ability to captivate a stadium. "She makes it feel like the entire stadium is in a small room with her. She's calm, cool, beautiful, and makes everyone feel at ease." Swift has even influenced his own performance style. "I've always been about high energy, but seeing her calmness and relatability made me realize I can bring that side of entertainment to my game too." Kelce also sees similarities between Swift and his mother, Donna Kelce. Their kindness, genuineness, the way they greet everyone. The first video of the great edge rusher Travis Kelce's summer vacation has surfaced. In a dimly lit dining room in Miami, a waiter places a course of hamichi crudo in front of him. "We don't get fresh fish like this in Kansas City," Kelce says, seated in a horseshoe-shaped booth. His voice is just audible over a young woman on the restaurant stage covering The Sweetest Taboo and other Quiet Storm classics. Kelce didn't encounter fish like this, raw, finely sliced, and opalescent, growing up in Cleveland Heights, Ohio either. Back then, Red Lobster was the fancy spot. "We used to go there, see the lobsters in the tank like we were at an aquarium. We put on pants for that." He laughs. Now he's in the swank, lean protein, rich people capital of the world, not just because it's a comfortable off-season home for a multimillionaire athlete, but to reunite with Fort Lauderdale-based speed and agility coach Tony Vanni. Vanni trained Kelce for his NFL Combine more than a decade ago and has worked with him most summers since, except for a brief hiatus when the Kansas City Chiefs tight end shifted his offseason base to Los Angeles to focus on his second career in film and television. This year, he's back on the East Coast to regroup after last season's lopsided Super Bowl defeat. Winning a Super Bowl is the only goal, Kelce says. It's the only goal. It's every goal. He admits he's still hard on himself about the loss. I think my focus might have slipped a little because I was excited to explore acting and entertainment. I'm not saying I shouldn't have done it. I just have so much pride in my work ethic that I never want the product to tail off. These past 2 years haven't been up to my standard. I'm motivated to show up this year for my guys. His schedule has been relentless. He's waded through the Everglades for a photo shoot, cradled alligators, ridden airboats, and jetted between charity events and training sessions. Somewhere in between, he's still found time to work out. After this dinner, he's due to interview Shaquille O'Neal for an episode of New Heights, the podcast he co-hosts with his brother, former Philadelphia Eagles center Jason Kelce, a show licensed by Wondery in a deal reportedly worth $100 million. Beside the plate of hamicha is a cup of coffee. The only hint he might be tired, but exhaustion doesn't seem to slow him down. Kelce's zest for life is part of his appeal, the sense that he knows exactly how lucky he is, can't believe it any more than you can, and is determined to savor every second of it. Lately, he radiates pure joy. Squint smiling through his newly long hair and the glare of paparazzi flashes as he steps out to dinner or takes in a Stanley Cup game with his partner Taylor Swift. Brooding self-pity simply isn't in his nature. I love being the happiest guy in the world all the time, he says. The first glimpse of Travis Kelce's summer getaway has emerged. In a dimly lit dining room in Miami, a waiter sets down a plate of hamicha crudo before him. We don't get fresh fish like this in Kansas City, Kelce says, seated in a horseshoe-shaped booth. His voice drifts over the soft notes of a young woman on stage performing soulful, quiet storm standards. This isn't the kind of fish Kelce grew up with in Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Back then, Red Lobster was the high point of fine dining. We used to go there. See the lobsters in the tank like we were at an aquarium. We put on pants for that. He laughs. Now he's in one of the most exclusive food and fitness capitals of the world. Not just for comfort, but to reconnect with Fort Lauderdale-based speed and agility coach Tony Vanny. Vanny prepared Kelce for his NFL Combine more than a decade ago and has worked with him most offseason since, except for a short break when the Kansas City Chiefs star shifted his base to Los Angeles to explore opportunities in film and television. This year, he's back on the East Coast, refocusing after a tough Super Bowl loss. Winning a Super Bowl is the only goal, Kelce says. It's the only goal. It's every goal. He admits he's still pushing himself harder after feeling his focus had drifted slightly toward his entertainment ventures. I'm not saying I shouldn't have done it. I just never want the product to fall short. These past 2 years haven't been up to my standard. I'm motivated to show up this year for my guys. His recent days have been intense. Training in the Everglades, cradling alligators, riding airboats, flying between charity events, podcast recordings, and workouts. Even now, after dinner, he's heading to interview Shaquille O'Neal for an episode of New Heights, the hit show he co-hosts with his brother, former NFL center Jason Kelce, under a lucrative Wondery deal.